Watch your step.
Watch your step.
Watch out for Magus and Jacrono in your inbox. We're back at DOOMineko. You got an inbox, right?
It's been a little... Whoa, what is that?
There's some weird screen tearing.
I don't know what that is.
Do we want to restart and see what fixes it?
I'm assuming it's probably just the smoke effect overlapping or whatnot.
What's that? Sorry, I got lost in the music.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kitty Tama for no particular reason.
Well, hey. We're back. Been a little break.
Yeah.
For Christmas and New Year's. I legged it off to the other side of the world again, because I'm mad.
Yeah, it's true. He is insane.
I am very insane.
How was it? How was the trip? Was it
really good. It was really
nice
good.
And chill, was it?
Not really chill. I mean, the second half of the trip was chill. First half of the trip was stressful from wall to wall, but you know what? It was a great time nonetheless. That's berserk.
I don't want that. So I'm just enjoying the music is the problem.
Yeah,
this is a very nostalgic track for me, and I'm surprised that Slay put this in here. This is from the second season of Higurashi. This is Naraku no Hana, or You Are Not a Flower from Hell, which is a whole thing. Anyway,
I guess that fits with the whole Doom theme.
No comments. No comment on that.
Can't wait to be torn apart in the comments for spoiling this song.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's not in the visual novel, so it's fine. I think it's technically called Flower from Hell, but the lyric is You Are Not a Flower from Hell. So anyway. It's a very nice song, actually. It's got a really good anime OP. Is this leading up to something? I feel like it must be.
We got to be getting to like
there's
boss
nothing.
fight stages,
yeah,
right?
I feel like that must be what's happening. Is this invincibility or is this ammo?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Oh, it's a BFG.
It's a BFG. See what happens here. I'm all scared, honestly. Because I feel like nothing has hit us. Normally they hit us right out the gate. And we are getting geared the freaking heck-a-doodle up.
Can you pick up that cloak that was back there? You can't get up onto these barricades at all?
There are some really weird visual effects going on.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It only seems to be over the smoke. So
yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do much about it. But, yeah, just noted. So, oh, hello, Rana. Go away. Go away. This is your song.
You've got to be able to get up one of those barricades somehow, because there's a bunch of items up there.
Yeah, you must be able to. So I'm going to focus on Will for a second. Yeah, this is a nice way to ease things back in after a little bit of a break. But anyway, tell us about America. What was some like other crazy, wacky happenings in the land across the sea?
I think probably the most pressing and relevant thing would be that, you know...
The giant light in the sky?
The giant light in the sky.
Yeah! Tell us about it.
At the time that happened, basically, for those of you who aren't familiar, it was like a power station started
aliens,
in Queens, New York.
Definitely aliens.
And it like lit up the entirety of the New York skyline like bright blue. Really late at night. I was on the 7 train in Queens when that happened.
Right.
And we lost power to the track that we were on while we were on that train.
So did you like shear off the side and like collide with a few buildings and or something? Did something crazy happen?
I mean, there was a buff dude who came out to look at why the train was sitting still. And all my friends were like looking out the window, like banging on the train window. It was like, buff guy, come help us.
That's pretty great.
But we just thought it was we didn't realize it was the power station. We thought it was just like a concert or some shit that had some crazy light show going. But I guess in retrospect, there was no way that any reasonable concert would have had lights that powerful.
Yeah, it's fair. It's, yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have seen it. Like, as crazy as it is to, like, be in that situation.
Yeah.
Seeing something like that in person, the, like, Tesla arc, would be pretty impressive, I feel like.
I definitely agree.
Yeah. So, I'm shame we couldn't come with you. Maybe next time. Maybe next year.
Time.
But I don't know if you'll be coming back.
Oh, God.
What if you stay there forever?
That's a good question.
It's a good question.
I don't know what.
I think you gotta drop down there.
But there was also, back where the cape was, there's that, like, tunnel behind it.
I think we gotta come around, like, through...
Oh, through that, you reckon?
These bars, and then to the left.
Well, that's also the end.
Oh, it might be optional. I don't know. There's 2 sets of bars there. That's all right. I'm having a good time just kind of exploring and having a chill.
It could also be that this level is just, like, the setup level. Actually, you know what it might be, because it's called Watch Your Step.
Yeah?
It might be that these barricades are on the outside lower, and then that's like a threat for a fight that they're about to set us up for.
Maybe, yeah.
And that's when you can get all the items, because they've, like, lowered down.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a switch somewhere that'll activate the, like, second round through the level. Sure, yeah, I believe that. Oh, I can hear some... Oh, hello.
But,
Get some distance.
The thing I wanted to talk about today, because, you know, this is kind of the theme of this show at this point. I wanted to talk about Anastasia the musical.
Oh, no. Yeah?
I went to see that while I was in New York.
Was it good?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I think if you going to see any musical in, like, New York Broadway, like especially on the main strip, you're in pretty safe hands.
Right.
There's not really much of a way that a bad show could survive in that environment.
Oh, hello. Speaking of not surviving. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
Wait, were they spawning? Because you're just going in a circle. They're spawning from somewhere.
Yep, they're spawning. They must be. Either that or they're on a timer or...
Well, did you pick up the blue key that's just next to you?
I didn't want to. I thought that might trigger enemies.
Well, there's a blue door just next to that will.
That's alright. Let's just keep killing enemies and we'll grab the key in a bit. I'm taking it nice and slow. But yeah, tell us about Anastasia.
It was a good musical. So basically, the musical itself is like a more serious reinterpretation of the original animated movie version.
Sure. Sounds fun.
The original animated one, by the way, just has terrible animation. It just has not aged well in that department.
See, I don't remember it being that bad, and I remember In the Dark of the Night being particularly engaging. Was that in the play?
No. So they completely got rid of Rasputin as a character.
Oh, what the fuck?
Because they took it more seriously. Because they wanted it to be like, I guess, realistic. Like there's no magic, there's no curses.
Is this respawning ammo? Oh,
it totally is.
Oh, that's not good. I need to get some health. Oh. I need to find Angie and kill her. But yeah, sorry. Keep going.
I'm just really trying to figure out what's going on here. But
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the
they
mechanic
got rid of the talking bat. They got rid of the dog.
That's right. Try it again.
Is there anything else in this first area that we missed?
I don't know. That's the way to the end. And there's Jessica looking like judging me. For my life choices.
Yeah, they got rid of the talking bat, they got rid of the dog.
That's a bit sad.
And they also restructured the whole plot in a way that I think is honestly so much better.
Right. So it was good, mostly.
Yeah, like, watching it live in the audience, I hadn't seen the movie in years.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't as good as I remember the movie being. But then going back and rewatching the movie, I was like, holy shit, the play was so much better.
Right. I haven't watched the movie in like 10 years, I feel like, as a wee bab.
Yeah.
You know? We were enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, so like they replaced the character of Rasputin with a like communist general whose name was Gleb. His name was Gleb.
Is that a Russian name? I guess it must be.
I've since looked it up and discovered that it means like heir of God or something.
I am Gleb. I am here to destroy you all. Yes. Comrade Gleb.
It's just like, it's one of those names that it's an actual name.
Sure.
Like, it's So
I shouldn't be mocking them is what you're saying.
But it's, his name was Gleb.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're just trying to write phlegm.
Yeah.
Like the onomatopoeic sound for phlegm.
It doesn't translate super well to the English audience, I imagine.
I think, like, in having looked it up, the name makes sense, especially in terms of what his character, like, does in the play. Or the musical, rather, but...
Oh, what the fuck? I was doing so well the first time. I was so, like, zen, and now I'm, like, trying to beat it. That's right. Keep going. Tell me about Gleb. The best character ever created.
But I think one of the interesting things about him is that, you know, they replaced Rasputin, who was this evil character.
Necromancer, basically.
Was cursed and undead and wanted to destroy everything and carry out, you know, the murders of the Romanovs.
Woo!
But, Gleb basically was just a general who was told that, you know, it was unacceptable that the princess survived and he needed to go stop her.
Right.
Or stop the people pretending
so
to be her.
Like a little bit more conflict of like, is this really what he wants to do? He's like being ordered around.
Yeah.
Bit of a power struggle, maybe some politics.
Yeah, because he, you know, there's like clearly a line of respect between those two characters in the play, and like I don't necessarily want to like spoil the play.
Sure.
Because, I mean, it's not like the story's that complex, you know, obviously they succeed and shit. It's none of that, but...
There is a happy ending, maybe.
The thing that was really, really lacking from that story was a central tension.
Sure.
There was just never any question of if things were going to go right, and even when the villain kind of had the upper hand to do something, you never felt like it was going to happen.
It wasn't very threatening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the way that the scene resolves itself with the villain where he has the upper hand is kind of just, there's no tension or release of said tension.
Yeah, I mean you get that a lot with like comical villains that are not executed very well.
Yeah.
They spend most of the time kind of prancing about on stage. I mean, like superhero villains a lot of the time are this. Like you never really feel like they're gonna win because that's the genre. You don't expect them to win. Because that's just how it be. Same way I guess with a musical. Like I mean Les Mis I guess, but like I'm trying to think of another like mainstream play that doesn't end like happily or like with a big, powerful music number, and they're like, we did it. We put aside our differences, whatever. I'm not super familiar with musicals, I'll be honest, but I can't think of any. All the Disney movies seem to turn out okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, expecting things to turn out alright, but there are other ways to build tension than that.
Yeah.
Like, the fun thing about, say, like, the movie Stand By Me, for example. I think of that one because I specifically, like, first formally was taught the concept of, like, central tensions versus secondary tensions around that movie.
Right.
But basically, there's this whole thing where, like, you know what their goal is, you know that they're going to achieve it. You don't know what the result of it is going to be.
Right.
You don't know, like, how it's going to go with them getting there. And there's a lot of really great building of tension in that movie about how things are going to go. Like, there's this, there's a scene where they have a train barreling down on them, and you're like, oh shit, like, how do they get away from this train?
Right,
do they get away unscathed? Do they get injured?
Well, that's what we talk about, like, spectacle, right? Like, it's less about where we end up and more about how we get there. Like,
definitely.
Like, that's how, like, most Hollywood, like, movies survive. It's, like, it's not about, will Bruce Willis or whatever, like, get away out of this action sequence where he's driving his car. It's, like, how many flips is he going to do? How many buildings is he going to fall off or whatever? How many bullets does he have left? Like, we know he's gonna live.
Yeah.
We know he's going to succeed by the end, like, get his kid back, because that's always what he's doing.
Is it?
I feel like it is. In Die Hard movies, it certainly is. It's all about his, like, relationship with his kids, because, like, I used to kill people, and now I'm disconnected from my family.
Have you ever seen the first Die Hard?
Maybe not the first one, but, like, the more recent ones have been like
I guess the first one's kind of like that. It's debatable.
I don't know. I haven't seen the first one in ages, but I know the most recent ones, that was their, like, the central tension is, like, now it's his daughter, and now it's his son, and he's got to, like, reconnect. I
haven't seen Die Hard 4, but I saw A Good Day to Die Hard.
I don't remember which one was which, so I'm not an expert on Die Hard movies, what I'm trying to say. But the point I'm trying to make is destination, journey, two separate things.
Yeah.
It's okay to just focus on one.
Well, I
disagree?
I think that one cannot be effectively made without the other.
Sure. I mean, there needs to be an end to a story, just as there needs to be a way to get there, like, I guess.
The journey can feel worthless if the goal isn't, like, kind of well established enough.
Sure.
Like, if anything, that was kind of one of the weaknesses of Stand By Me, was that there was such an ambiguity in their goal and how they were going to get there to some extent. Like, you knew that they were going to try uncover certain things, and I won't try rattle the plot off the top of my head.
Good.
And it's also entirely possible that I understood it because it was so long ago that I watched it, but at least to me, the strong part was the journey, but it was kind of let down by the end because you were like, well, I don't really know where this is going. So I think that they should kind of go hand in hand. To kind of drag it back to Anastasia, like, the whole thing was that it had a pretty good ending. It had a pretty good journey. The main problem with it was that it was this constant upwards strive and positivity.
Yep.
Like, especially for us on this show, talking a lot about Ryukishi's work. So one thing that Ryukishi does really, really well is the balance between, the depressing scenes and the high tension moments, as opposed to
the light and the dark, the good and the bad, dualities is like this. The sun and the moon. Oh, I leaned into the mic to give that dramatic effect, and then I got shot.
That was pretty silly of you.
All right, let's get some more health.
But that was definitely kind of the weakest part of the. It was definitely the weakest part of the musical as a whole. Was just that you never it was just growing positivity. You never felt like anything was or could go wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Like, they had these scenes where it's like, oh no, we're about to get caught, but it never really came close to them being caught. It never really felt like anything was going to happen. And I do wonder if that's, something to do with the medium or something to do with the source material. But I definitely can think of a few ways that plot could have gone better.
It's a fairy tale, right? Well, based off of, from what I understand. I don't know too much about Anastasia and, like, the origins of it culturally.
Neither.
But I imagine that it's based off of a Russian fairy tale, and as such, it is going to, it's going to end in a certain way. Especially when it's westernized, because, the modernization of fairy tales is that they are turned from having dark endings into happy ones. Like, The Little Mermaid is a good example. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, there's a whole bunch of like Disney stories that originally had really awful endings, and their lessons were like, don't be different, don't try and fight the system. And the Disney was like, what if we flip those around to be yourself? You know, or educate yourself. You know, fucking find a hot man that'll do everything for you.
Wow.
Whatever the situation might be. Anyway, here's the Switch, by the way. Anyway, I'm gonna do one more pass round. I want to make sure we get everything.
Tell you what was weird as an Australian about seeing Anastasia, though.
Not being Russian.
Not untrue. However,
I can hear that.
The male lead for the current cast of Anastasia on Broadway is Cody Simpson. I don't know if you're familiar with Cody Simpson.
Not really. It rings a bell.
He's an Australian musician.
Okay, sure.
But I had this really weird reaction where I didn't check the like cast list for the show and the like the bill that they give you that has all of like the cast details and stuff in it.
Alright.
I didn't check that at all. Okay, here we go. This is
the big moment. So let's see what the fuck goes wrong. I'm gonna get my best weapon out. Here we go. We got the pointy finger. Oh, it's just elevators. Good thing I killed these guys before I came up here. I'm real little tense. Keep going. It's okay. Cody Simpson.
But it was so strange because I recognized him, but I didn't know who it was for the entire time. And then I got home, and my sister said, "So how was Cody Simpson?" And I was like, "Ah, that's who it was!
I knew it! It was on the tip of my tongue." That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't follow musicians quite as strongly as you do.
I mean, not to say I follow Cody Simpson at all.
Not specifically Cody Simpson. Maybe his son or something. I don't know. Hey Claire, how you doing?
Where are we? Oh,
we're in the corner.
What?
See, now we're on the outer ring of the arena.
Okay,
I heard something move though.
I guess you will probably want to drop down off the side here to get the pickups, right? Because you can't come back up.
I do. Well, I mean, we can go through the middle, right?
Well, yeah, but you have to go the whole way back through.
Yeah, I do want to get the pickups before I do anything else. So
yeah,
I'm just looking at my options, but this should be fine. I just want to make sure I'm not wasting any opportunities. Playing very methodically today. I don't know why. I'm just in a mood. It's probably the song, honestly. Like, if I'm being entirely analytical at the moment, it's just this song is so fucking...
It's wonderful juxtaposition.
It's so nostalgic. I'm feeling feelings, Felix.
I didn't know you had those.
It's true. That's not my reputation. My reputation is as the cold, callous one who analyzes everything. That's me.
I'm the feeling one, right?
Yeah, you're the emotional one.
That's why my name is Felix. It's a pun.
True. Feelings is... Yeah. What's down here? Armor. I'll take it. Or anti-magic energy. There we go. But yeah, no. So Cody Simpson, he did a good job.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job. I think probably the weakest member of the main cast was the guy playing Gleb.
So he has an awful name and a poor actor, but not bad.
No, he was a fantastic actor.
Okay.
He was just the wrong actor.
Was he like Tim Curry? Like he's like really silly? Or?
Well, no, I think that his character was meant to be a bit threatening, but he always just kind of felt soft and genuine.
Theory. No, maybe not. I'm just experimenting for secrets.
Oh, you can get back up there.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, like I thought the actual performance that he gave was really well executed. I just don't think that like it was the role that was needed, because you know he already didn't feel tense and threatening enough, but then he just kind of had this like soft tone of voice and was ultimately just pretty gentle.
That's right. Oh, it even spawned enemies on me. Thank you. Anyway, I didn't mean to do that.
It's actually maybe obviously, but the first time I've actually seen a Broadway play on Broadway. I've seen like Australian reproductions of them before.
Right.
You know, I think obviously the big one here in Australia was Wicked, on here for a long time.
When was that? Because I remember my friend who's like really into that play. He was talking about it for ages. I never got to see it though.
It's pretty good.
I hear it's a very good play. It's like very strange and different. You know, retelling of the Wizard of Oz, but like the witches are misunderstood. Tragic heroes or something? No.
Sure.
I mean, you tell me. You're the music guy.
It's more like an origin story. I would say is probably the easiest way to put it. Of the Wicked Witch.
I mean, I'm aware of that, but like, yeah, I'm thinking more in the mind of like the design of it than like its place in the lore, because obviously it is the origin story. But like in my mind, the Wizard of Oz, when it was created, was not about like a sympathetic witch character.
Yeah. I guess.
You know, if that makes sense.
It's more meant to be a reframing than it is a retelling in my mind, though.
Sure, that makes sense to me.
But yeah, so that was pretty good.
It was okay.
But I don't know, like I'm not really surprised as to how, like, well-produced and well-made everything in the show was, and everything was really slick, and they had a bunch of really fantastic stage design. It was really good to be able to, like, see that for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just, like, rose-tinted tourist glasses, or if that's actually the case, but...
Sure.
It was kind of impressive to see that, like, as for someone working in media where, you know, Broadway has this massive notoriety as being, like, the place.
Right. It's where you want to end up, where the stars are.
Yeah, it was really cool to, like, actually see it in action.
Right, sure. Sorry, I'm just messing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've never been to Broadway or even been to America, so I wouldn't know. One day, maybe. One day I will go and I will understand the true meaning of Christmas. Christmas musicals.
I went over Christmas and New Year, as I said, and it didn't snow once the entire time I was there.
Right,
Like, basically, when I got there were 4 days of snow forecast at the end, and every 2 days, 1 day of snow would be removed off the forecast.
Right,
Until eventually, at the end, there was just no snow.
So
it was just gray, bleak, and depressing.
Oh, so it's like going to Britain.
Whoa!
Hey, Kraus. It's alright.
I guess maybe.
He's not particularly threatening. I can't wait for a Kraus to
There's
kill
a lot
me.
of sound happening.
Yeah, I'm also running out of bullets.
You think maybe that was the intent of this level, was to, like, make you feel like you were being buffed up, but actually just drain you of ammo?
Yeah, I definitely think that's the intent, which concerns me. Also, they're giving me more ammo, which makes me think...
Can you whip out the chainsaw at this point? Because these are all mooks.
I could try.
Good luck.
Get minced, bitch! Just can't let them get
Actually
behind
going
me.
surprisingly well.
Yeah? Well, I don't know about this in terms of keeping my health going. And I don't want to mess with those nerds.
Well, I mean, at least for the trash.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, they were getting waves. So first we had the Krauses and the Roses, then the Goats, and now the Bunny Girls, and then it'll be, probably the
Will.
Kasumis. Oh, the Wills. We're just jumping straight forward, are we?
Will was the next one, wasn't he? What were you gonna say?
Well, in terms of power, he's certainly more powerful than a Kasumi. And then Runaway would be after him. But yeah, maybe in terms of introduction, it was Will first, in terms of, like, chronologically. I'm just gonna switch to the rockets.
I'm stressed. I'm fearing for our life.
That's alright. Eh. That's alright, I get this. What else did you do on America? Anything exciting?
No, personally, I think there's nothing else interesting happened.
No, me neither. Secrets and lies, Felix. Secrets and lies.
We will see. We will see.
Yeah, hopefully.
I gotta save some stories for different episodes.
True,
you know,
it's
I gotta milk this for all it's worth.
It's true. We'll just have to talk about how lovely it is outside for this episode.
We will.
And we'll save the American stories for the next one.
It's hot.
It's hot, yeah.
But it's not as hot as it gets.
It's good to be inside. Actually, is this our first record episode since Christmas?
Yes.
I want to talk about my favorite Christmas present.
Oh my god, yes.
So, I went to my parents' place for Christmas.
As one does.
You know, you see the family, you have lunch and stuff, and there was my grandmother was there, and my cousins were there, and I got them all presents. And I actually managed to get a present for everyone this year, which I don't normally do. So good on me for being responsible, hey Beatrice.
My present for all my friends in America was me.
That's good, that's good. And we got to present unwrapping, and we got everything, and everyone got all these fancy things. I got this headlamp, because there was a blackout just before Christmas.
Oh, nice.
So I got a headlamp, I got like a bunch of chocolate, because people don't know what to get me. But my favorite thing that I got was an extension cable.
Oh,
and this is because I have an air conditioner in my room that is way up on the wall. It doesn't reach the power point with the cable. It's like inbuilt. So someone just bought me a 5-meter long extension cable and said, now you can use your air conditioner.
That
and
is
I can
fantastic.
confirm it is the best shit. It is the best birthday Christmas present that I could have asked for. Because it is so cold now. Too cold even. I love it.
I really need to get my air conditioner set up in this room. It gets too hot in here.
It does. Unfortunately, we couldn't really run it while we're recording anyway.
It's very loud. It
is very nice to have an air conditioner. I've been using a stand-up fan or whatever, which is fine, but it doesn't quite have the effect of an air conditioner. Oh! Oh! What happened?
Oh no!
What happened?
Oh, there's someone up in the air there. Is that Londa's feet?
That's a body, isn't it? Isn't that a body hiding from the ceiling?
Can you move the camera now?
No, I can't. We can't even... I got killed by a cyber demon.
Where?
I don't know, but I was killed in one shot.
Where?
Was
Oh,
cyber...
no! No!
Isn't Beatrice a cyber demon? Hold on, I'm looking this up. I'm about to cut this, but I'm looking this up. Hold on.
I think she was.
I think Beatrice is the cyber demon because the cyber demon is the one with the 2 arms, right?
Oh, no.
So I guess I was too close to a wall and I just got exploded.
Oh, no.
That was really sad, guys.
Next time.
Next time.